Episode 59. Closing in, ever so slowly, right up to the end of the game. But we are stalling. One last thing to stall with before we continue on the main story. We're Yonder's quest, Primal Fear. Come to think of it, I suppose that's why they give you all of those Vesper tickets. You don't really need that much for the main story. But you do need them when going back and forth for quests like I am now, especially these blue side quests, which are a bit more important. Move these things out just a little bit. Oh Lord Lewin. He was my first guild master when I first started playing the game on my main character. Was an archer, and then bard. But Lewin was the first guy we worked with. Although I guess he's technically not the bowman guildmaster, archer guildmaster. I don't actually know. Don't really remember. The name's familiar though. Moriko, I have heard much of your deeds in recent days. You come to lend your strength to the primal investigation, yes? Your aid is most welcome. Who was that man in black? I shall proceed directly to the matter at hand. Though still unsubstantiated, ill rumors still stir amongst the townspeople of late. Rumors of a shadow-clad knight who rides in the shroud. Under normal circumstances, I would pay such idle ghost stories little heed. This time, however, we have reason to suspect. But we have not to gain by rushing to judgment. I would have you go to the streets, Moriko. Speak with the people, and hear their words with your own ears. Making us do the footwork, huh? We wouldn't mind you jumping to your conclusions, but I guess this has more flavor. The Ghost Knight. Aye, I saw him. Clad from head to toe in armor that seemed forged from shadow itself, galloping through the shroud atop his hellsborn steed. Mark my words, the trees themselves were quivering in fear that night. I've not slept a wink since I returned. All in New Gridania area, it looks like. Yes, I saw the Black Knight, after which I promptly fled for my dear life. Should you end up in my position, you'd be wise to do the same. I have my pride, but I'm not fool enough to cast my life away. Besides, one look was enough to know. This is a manifestation of pure evil. Were you to turn that massive sword against Gridania, all our lances as one could not hope to stand in its way. This guy looks cool. Mainly the weapon. What is that? It's a red mage thing, but where is it from? Ultimate Rapier of the Heavens. I see. This would be like an ultimate thing, or an ultimate type weapon. One of the super endgame content. Ultimate raids. I don't really know much about them, just that they're like a super raid, many phases, Not like phases to a normal boss, but phases that you would normally expect in separate duties or missions or something. All compiled into a single boss fight. Or a single boss fight consisting of multiple bosses. Yeah, don't sneak up on me like that, friend. Forgive me. Ever since espying a glimpse of that ghastly horseman, my heart won't stop racing. I knew the elementals would punish us sooner or later for daring to disobey their will. This is surely a sign of sinister happenings to come. Alright. The introductory guy that gives you the first quest if you start in Gradonia. Aye, I saw him clear as day. Or clear as night, you might say. With me own two eyes. More fearsome than the rider was his ghastly steed. I know not where you've travelled, but I can assure you, you've not seen more frightening a beast. One thing I can tell you, friend, that was no spectre or shadow. Nay, he was as solid as you or me. Not much people here today. It is Gridania, of course, so there's less people than I'd expect in the other cities, but I feel like I see more usually here in Seraph. It is late at night, though. Knight clad in shadow-forged armor, a mammoth sword and hell's-born steed. It is clear now. Our worst forebodings have proven most unfortunately prescient. The Dark Divinity. A ghostly knight atop his baneful steed. It is as I feared. The rumors bear a most inauspicious resemblance to the references in ancient scripture describing Odin, the Dark Divinity. It is my suspicion that the Dark Horseman of Rumor is indeed Odin, and furthermore, that this malevolent presence is a primal. And yet before the god's quiver takes action, I would seek the counsel of one versed in the holy writings. Make for Quarrymill, and seek out Brother Oapisi. I would know what he knows, and be swift, Komoi. If Odin is truly to come to the Shroud, time is not on our side. Huh. Another horned kid. Could have sworn there were only a few. Like Iona Kotor over there. Actually, mostly these types that kind of hang around, what's her name? Connie Senna. I don't remember this one hanging around Connie Senna, though. Actually, for that matter, Iona Kotor might not even be one of those. Well, there are just more horned kids around than I thought. I am Oapisi, and you must be the adventurer I've been expecting. Ah yes, Odin, the Dark Divinity. Warlord Lewin is understandably distressed at his arrival. As one who has read the scriptures, however, I am not entirely surprised. Odin, as the ancient writings have it, rode forth into our world, wielding a dark blade capable of cleaving earth and the heavens. By his fell blade did perish earth herself, and countless multitudes of her people. At long last the great hero of Alag did arise to do battle with the dark god. Odin was slain, and his spirit sealed within a forest spring. For years, this was thought to be a mere wives' tale, a ghost story, told by mothers to frighten their young ones into obedience. but recent archaeological studies at Allegan ruins have unearthed damning evidence to the contrary. And now these rumors. The scriptures claim that the dark divinity slumbers in Earth's font, deep in the heart of the shroud, where the power of a crystal confines him. I have ventured into the forest and seen the crystal with my own eyes, but that was many years ago. It is entirely within the realm of possibility that something has gone terribly awry, and the fetters of crystal confine the dark divinity no longer. I would send you to Earth's font to investigate the matter, but be forewarned. Your path will not be an easy one. Should any evil spirit stand in your way, this water of cleansing should avail you. This corner of the map, which I only know as part of this questline. Earth's font, critical to the dark divinity Odin. Although I guess the entire shroud is kind of Odin's territory. We were here for the Black Mage quest, and that was a surprise back then. But only shallow into the area. Going a little bit further in and up. We were spotted. Well, we can outrun them, can't we? And... really? Okay, it gave up. Just got one last hit in. Spiteful bastard. I admire it. This one seems pretty tough. Silence, great. I really didn't want to move, but maybe I have to give up a little bit more on Black Mage, standing still all the time. Last of the elegance, huh? Kind of a tough bastard. This is a surprising amount of HP for something level 50. No, level 46 even. Could this be the hero that defeated the Dark Divinity way back when? The one did mention that it was an Allegan hero. I guess this is the ghost or something of that. Maybe. Silence right at the end. Wait. Oh. Oops. Haha, one moment. It doesn't appear in my chat log, but I did catch the tail end of that message. I'm not sure if it shows up in the journal somewhere, but we were instructed to use the water to deal with anything that comes our way. I forgot. You were supposed to defeat that thing in an instant with the water, weren't you? I didn't actually see if there was an item usable there, but there probably was. Oops. Well, we'll call it in character for Komori. She doesn't know how to use water. All she knows is fire. And ice. Which is like water, but not really. The crystalline jail that held the dark divinity in check. Were you able to ascertain what has become of it? Magical energy still remains in this stone, though its powers have grown dim. What's more, behold how the stone has been cleaved clear in twain. By Odin's fell blade, there can be no doubt. Yes, there can be no doubt to the identity of our unwelcome guest. And yet, it is almost most curious. If the dark divinity rides free, why does he tarry in the shroud? Road, you are to be commended for your bravery, adventurer. Simie is preparing a report on this very matter as we speak. I would be most grateful if you could share your findings with her as well. Above? Really? Up there? Well, if you have the real estate, some NPC has to use it, even if no one ever goes up here for any other reason. So it is indeed as we feared. The seal of Earth's font has been broken, and the dark divinity rides again. I must draft a report immediately. Guess we'll go for, I don't know, spell speed? No, we're not even going to blend or mend. What's the word? Meld. We're not even going to meld any materia onto our gear. Not until we reach like a level 100 or something. We'll just pick up whatever. Your assistance in the investigation has proven invaluable, adventurer. You have our thanks. With your aid, I have finally managed to complete my report. A thorough survey of all eyewitness reports, along with the most credible theories regarding the Dark Divinity's presence in the Shroud. I intend to deliver copies of the report to Brother Oap Pessi and Bolord Lewin myself. The Scions, too, will no doubt be eager to learn of our findings. I would be most appreciative if you could deliver a copy to Urianger in my stead. My duties demand that I remain composed, but in all truth, I fear for the fate of our people. Should the time come that the Dark Divinity draws his blade against Gridania, promise me that we can count on your aid. Funny that this quest completes immediately. Feels like this could have been the last step of the previous quest. Maybe this was restructured. Her dialogue made it seem like there was maybe more to gathering findings on Odin. Maybe there were more side quests that used to be part of this. Although this is side content, so the stuff that they would have reorganized would have mainly been main story stuff. Maybe this was also affected, I don't know. Just guessing. Go, Moy. I am most heartened by thy safe return. Wert thou able to cast light on the shadows that haunt the shroud? So it is true. Having awakened from nigh eternal slumber, the Dark Divinity now rides free in the shroud. Whilst you were afield, I immersed myself in the scriptures. The more I scoured the words, the more I did realize that the writings draw heavily upon elegant historical chronicles. History is quite a fascinating beast, is it not? One nation's glory is another's suffering. One nation's great hero, another's most aberrant villain. I mean not to speak in platitudes, only to say that there is never but a single side to any story. Even a story that is presented as historical fact. To what end did the great hero of Alex seal Odin in a jail of crystal? What impels the dark divinity to ride once again? Cast thine light on the shadows of history, friend, that we might be delivered from the darkness. Can we even melt anything? No. This isn't the kind of gear you can meld into. Jewelry too. Huh? Wait. Huh? Wait. Is that it? That's not it. I may have gone through this a bit too early. Probably unlock more of the quest at a later level. I'm not sure why this even unlocks at level 46 or whatever. If you need more to get the rest of the actual quest. Well, we know about Odin now, and he's wandering around. We'll just put a pin in that. Deal with the Garleans first. It's a shame, though. I was going to make this episode all about Odin. When I do actually go and fight Odin, it feels like I'm going to have to add him in as an afterthought to some other episode or something. If I could have done all these quests and then the Odin fight all at once, that would have been a nice little episode. I'll worry about it later. You're welcome, Komoi Moriko of the Silence. As communications officer, it falls to me to... Pardon me. As communications officer, it falls to me to issue you your orders, and provide guidance on the forthcoming mission. Your first mission is to infiltrate the Imperial outpost at Cape Westwind, and eliminate Praefectus Retardant Sas Arvina. Can I help you? No, I understand. I look cool, don't I? It's fine. All participating units are now in position and awaiting your arrival. Please proceed to the staging point and report to Lieutenant Adelbert. This is but the first step in our bid to purge the realm of the Garlean menace. I shall pray for your success. I remember doing these quests as a thaumaturge. Still got a ways to go. Now this guy again. Not gonna fight him again. That was a huge waste of time. Not that I regret it, but I know a waste of time when I do it. Some might call me an expert at wasting time. So you're Komoi Moriko, the fearless leader of the elite adventurer unit. We've been expecting you. Our maelstrom friends report that Retardant Sas Arvina departed Castrum Occidens a bellico. And sure enough, a convoy of Imperial airships landed here just now. The likelihood is high that our target was aboard one of the vessels. I've dispatched scouts to verify his presence before we strike. Command to all units. Requesting status report. This is Antlion 1. Target has not been sighted. This is Antlion 2. Likewise, target has not been sighted. Antlion 3 here. We've got nothing for you neither. This is Antlion 4. Nothing to report as of... Wait. Disregard previous message. Target sighted. I say again, target sighted. Understood. Hold your position. Attention all units. This is Lieutenant Adelbert Cotter. The first step of Operation Archon begins with us. Should we falter here, all hope of victory will be lost. 'Tis no small burden, but know that I believe in all of you. So believe in yourselves, and together we will blaze a path for our brothers and sisters of the Alliance to follow. We will create multiple diversions and disperse the enemy garrison. That should give you a chance to breach their defenses. Now go, Komori, and bring us Ritartan's head. May Rolger grant you strength. Commence diversionary maneuvers. Of course, I mean to be doing this as a summoner. We'll fight everyone on the way in, why not? Just to get back into the swing of using Summoner. Pretty simple, Summoner. Just press the buttons that light up and use this ability when it's up. And this ability. These ones. It's probably a thing that you're kind of meant to do. Fight people on your way in. They're guarding the gate at around the level you'd be when you take this quest. No other reason to come here other than the quest. So they're part of the lead up into the quest. Everyone gather around and switch to AoE. Now this, of course, used to be something entirely different. It changed so many times that I don't even know where it began. I guess as far back as I can remember. It may have even been when I was doing it as my main character. This used to be a trial with 8 people maybe? Maybe 4? Could have been an entire 8 people fighting one guy, Ritaten. Then I think they changed it to like a main story quest or something, but there were still 4 people that go in. I don't know if they ever reduced the number, maybe it was always 8. But at some point somewhere, which we're experiencing right now, they changed it to a single player instance. Like we've done before, but in a sense that may be downplaying the importance of fighting Ritaten, but it was kind of a joke back in the day. Anyone that would queue up to fight him, whether it's from the duty queue or otherwise, the duty roulette that is, the guy would go down in an instant. This super important guy that was part of the story going down when 8 adventurers dogpile on him all at once. It was almost laughable. Now that they change it to a single player instance thing, he actually puts up a fight. And of course, since it was developed at a much later time in Final Fantasy's story, somewhere around Endwalker I think, probably a little bit before it, the design of the fight is of course much more interesting than a lot of the earlier fights you find in A Realm Reborn, at least I think so. I watched some footage of it but never actually played it myself. This will be my first chance. It would appear we have unexpected guests. Now where have I seen you before? But of course, the woman who felled the mighty Titan. This is the Icon Slayer? I see. The commotion without is not but a diversion. Allow me to hazard a guess. By eliminating me, you hope to undermine the garrison at Occidens. A bold strategy to be sure, but have you the strength to see it to fruition? Leave us. None of you are a match for her. Send word to Castrorum Occidens. Tell them the Lominsons are coming. At once, my lord. "15 years have come and gone since Lord Van Baelsar first set foot in Eorzea. Yet his ambition for the realm burns as strong as it ever did. Know what fuels it, adventurer? The desire to deliver the people from their suffering. The lands he has conquered were all beset with problems. Poverty, starvation, lawlessness, and strife. My homeland was no exception. Had my lord not reached out and claimed it for the Empire, it would eventually have destroyed itself. But under his sage leadership, my people enjoyed such peace and stability as we had never known. And he desires only the self-same for the people of this realm. Under his rule, Eorzea would be free from the shackles which bind it, the shackles of false faith. There would be no feeble leaders to misguide the masses, no icons to bleed the realm dry. True peace would reign, and the people would be free to live their lives without fear of persecution or oppression. Should you doubt the truth of my words, I bid you look upon me. I am no son of Garlemald, yet Lord Van Baelsar saw fit to raise me to a station of great honor. He measures a man not by his birth, but by his worth. Such is his sense of justice. By the grace of His Excellency, I am where I was born to be, upon the field of battle. He has given me a noble cause to fight for, and worthy adversaries to smite. I am not wont to bear my steel needlessly, but if you are deaf to reason, in the name of Lord Van Baelsar, I, Ritaten Sas Arvina, do swear to strike you down. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, that's the edge of the arena. You got me with that one. We'll use a potion. Magitech missile. Now this is more like it. This is the Final Fantasy I'm used to. Almost. It's still light, but we're getting there. Attack from behind the shield. I'm smart enough to do that. Oh, what's that? Watch where they're going. And I shouldn't be up against the wall. That's why I took so much damage in the first place. Yes, it's a good thing I chose Scholar for this. We do have to be a little bit more mobile than usual. He's getting serious. Huh. They're not done yet. Damn, attacking us while he's down. What a guy, right? I'm gonna switch to single target just to take some of the DPS away. I am hurting quite a bit. Had enough? You bastard. We're done here. Your conviction and courage will not be for naught. This I swear. Strength beyond limits. Oh, no. That was almost bad. I might have killed. Oh, shit. Alright, the cast boys are longer than I thought, but still. See what I mean, right? He's serious. This is the Final Fantasy I know. Imagine a new player going through all this stuff for the first time and hitting this guy. Oh no, we took damage there. I have no doubt that someone would surely die to this guy. Especially when the game was pulling its punches in the earlier levels. This might be the first thing that's actually kind of hard for a player going through a Realm Reborn, unless I'm forgetting something. Alright, now he's had enough. I think. I don't remember everything. You're stronger than I had expected. But I have my honor. I cannot. I will not yield. Oh my god. I was only kind of half kidding. There's more. Ah, I have you now. I can't move. Use the barrier. Gotta remember to use the barrier. Okay, we are actually kind of down to the wire here. Come on. There we go. Forgive me. I have failed you. Lord Van Baelsar. I don't think any new player will ever expect that guy was ever a joke. That light. The Magitech transporter. Komoi, are you there? What news of Ritaten? Fallen? With this deed, you have sown the seeds of our ultimate victory. The fading of that light presages an end to the Empire's tyranny. Ritaten Sas Arvina is no more. Let the next phase of Operation Archon commence. Hurrah. "'Tis I. It seems you've done it again, Komoi. I'd raise a tankard to you, but I'm afraid we've no time to savor the victory. There's still the small matter of infiltrating Castrum Meridianum and destroying the Ultima weapon. I know. No rest for the preternaturally gifted. Now stop feeling sorry for yourself and make your way back to the Immortal Flames encampment. The communications officer will issue you your orders. I'll be waiting for you with the main host." Look, Heidelin, your minion comes, bringing the light. Alas, the gate to the void already stands open. Soon darkness shall consume all, and you shall bow down before the one true God. Ha 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 ha. The Praefectus slain? Regrettably so, my lord, and at the hand of the Icon Slayer, if the Centurion who survived the attack is to be believed. Ritaten. Where were his men when he faced the enemy? Fleeing even as their commander yielded up his last breath. If it should prove they questioned his right, I cannot speak for them, my lord. Beg pardons, my lord, but there is more. The Maelstrom has laid siege to Castrum Occidens. Likewise, the Crimson Fleet moves to blockade Castrum Marinum. So this is their answer. Very well. We shall crush them as we crush the Icons. Go forth and show them the futility of their resistance. Yes, my lord. Scion Moriko, your deeds this day are an inspiration to us all. With the death of the Praefectus, Operation Archon has entered its second phase. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom moves to blockade Castrum Occidens and Castrum Marinum. And far to the east, in the Black Shroud, the Order of the Twin Adder advances upon Castrum Oriens. If I recall correctly, that would be Phase 2 of Operation Archon. I don't really remember what happens in Phase 2. No, Phase 1 was Ritaten, and then we rejoin in Phase 3 for the storming of Castrum Meridianum. Already you have done much to advance our cause, performing such feats as are worthy of song. But if our plan is to succeed, more is required of you. Let me know when your preparations are in order. and I shall relay you to the particulars of your next mission. Phase 2 of the operation is presently in motion. Our brothers and sisters of the Maelstrom are holding their own against Garlean forces upon Vilbrand and the Rotano Sea. Ere long, the third phase will begin, and you must take to the field once more. The immortal flames shall strike at Castrum Meridianum by way of a diversionary maneuver. While the Garleans are thus locked in battle, you are to infiltrate the stronghold and bring down the Magtech field that surrounds the Praetorium. The staging point for the mission lies in the shadow of Castrum Meridianum in northern Thanalan, and that is where you must go. On your way there, however, I would ask that you make a brief stop at Camp Blue Fog, one of our key outposts in the area. The garrison, I am told, is in low spirits, and it would do our troops well to see the hero of Cape Westwind appear before them. For the good of our cause, please stoke the fires in their hearts. And finally, we're getting to the last area of the game, of our realm Reborn, that we haven't been to. We were here very early in the game, just barely to the north of Ul'dah. Our first quest took us to the Coffer and Coffin over here. Well, I guess our first quests were over in this area around the Sultan Tree, but after that, did questing around this region, not knowing what we were doing. How long ago it was, where we had no idea what the plot was going to be. Just kind of wandering around in the desert, doing nothing. Of course, I already knew the plot, but what I'm referring to is not knowing when things would pick up. Not having any clear direction to the plot. Just taking random quests from people. Feeling the momentum now. And I think after this, the momentum doesn't really stop. Maybe it slows down, but it never comes to a standstill like it does at the beginning of the game. Private Moriko, yours is a most welcome presence here at Camp Blue Fog. Logistically speaking, we are ready to march on Castrum Meridianum at a moment's notice. Alas, while our troops are here in body, their minds are anywhere but. The garrison's mood is dark, so daunting is the prospect of joining what may prove to be the bloodiest battle in history. For with a hero such as you walking among them, we may yet rekindle the dwindling embers within their souls. What level is this weapon? 49, that's above what we have now, I think. Yes. I'll think about switching soon. There might be some more going on. We'll pull that out if we need it. Actually, that fight with Rototin might have gone by smoother if I had a weapon that was actually at level. Whatever. Private Moriko, I mentioned that I was hoping you might raise the flagging spirits of the men and women of our garrison. Worry not. It is no unnecessarily laborious task that we ask of you. The mere presence of a hero such as you walking in their midst would no doubt serve to restore in them a measure of morale. So I ask you this. Make your way to the ceruleum processing plant, and report to General Raubon once you have arrived. And Godspeed, Private Moriko. Our troops are counting on you. Huh, that's funny. I could have sworn I remember doing some main story stuff just around this area. Maybe that's up ahead, or maybe that's another thing that they streamlined for the main story. It feels like we were supposed to raise morale here in Camp Blue Fog, then go a little bit to the north and then get this Aetherite, and do some questing there. But what that guy just said, it sounds like we're raising morale just by being here, which makes sense, of course. They don't need us to do, I don't know, some miscellaneous task for them to raise morale. Not right before a big battle, I don't think. Of course, unless we're about to do that right now. Kind of speeding past this area. Not that I mind. Blue Fog always looked different from the rest of Thanalan. It's blue, and Thanalan is red, or orange or yellow. Well, if it isn't the hero who brought down the Praefectus, it's good to have you with us, friend. As you can see, the mood about the camp here is grim at best. I was hoping that your presence alone might serve to raise some spirits. Unfortunately, it would seem that many are too preoccupied, wallowing in fear and self-pity, that they have yet to even notice you have arrived. Might I ask you to make the rounds and share a few words of encouragement to those men and women whose spirit falters? I had a mind to do it myself, but I am quite certain it would carry more weight coming from you. Once you have seen to the others, go and do the same for Edelstein. No matter what he may claim, the lieutenant would also be better for a bit of rousing. Trust me, I know. The oft-rumored hero. Doubtless he will single-handedly save us all. Oh, you actually want me to psych. Your stirring gesticulation has reawakened me to my purpose. Hero or no, I will fight tooth and nail to protect the realm. Someone we outrank, although that's a flame, so I guess we technically don't outrank him. I'm fine, truly. Nothing to worry about. Just a mild case of battlefield nerves. Oh, I break fast on Garleans, and right now I'm very hungry. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Oh, he doesn't need a dance? Thank you, I think. Whatever that was, it momentarily distracted me from my woes. Sorry, Komoe, your dancing is still not up to par. Whoa, the Garleans are not near as frightening as you. I'd sooner face a vanguard while naked than as my name tag. You would stoke my fighting spirit, as you did our recruits. A kind offer, but hardly necessary. I assure you, the fire in my heart rages as strongly as it ever has. My emote says otherwise. By Rhalgr, without my realizing it, the fire of my resolve had grown dim. But thanks to you, it burns with red hot once more. If needs be, I shall lay down my life to secure victory for Eorzea. Here we are, level 50 quests. But we'll save that. We are on the eve of what may be the greatest battle in history, or so the people here would have believed. Back in the realm Reborn, this is probably the biggest thing out there. It's certainly the biggest thing Komori has ever faced, up till now. So before we get into it, now would be a good time to take a break.